Dear students, hope you are doing great. In today's video, I want to prove trigonometric identity. Let's prove the first identity, that is sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal 1. Here in the figure, you can see that A, B, C is a triangle whose C angle is a right angle. That's why the opposite side is hypotenuse. And think that ABC is our considered acute angle. That's why AC is the opposite of our angle theta and BC is the adjacent side. From the previous video, you already know that sine of angle theta is equal to opposite by hypotenuse. That means AC by AB. And cos of angle theta is equal adjacent to the hypotenuse. That means BC by AB. Now let's prove the left hand side, that is sin square theta plus cos square theta. Here you see that sin square theta is equal to AC by AB whole square and cos theta is equal BC by AB whole square. So we can write it like AC square by AB square plus BC square by AB square. If we simplify the denominator, then we get the LCM of AB square and AB square is equal AB square. And AB square, if we divide this AB square by AB square, then we get 1, and 1 multiplied by AC square is equal AC square. Plus, if we divide AB square by AB square, then we get 1, and 1 multiplied by BC square, we get BC square. So we can write it like AB square as denominator and AC square plus BC square is equal to AC square, that means this side, and BC square, that means this side. According to Pythagorean theorem, hypotenuse square is equal to sum of the opposite sides square. That's why we can write it AC square plus BC square is equal to AB square. That means if we eliminate AB square and AB square, then we get 1. That's why we can write sin square theta. Now let's prove that cosec square theta minus cot square theta is equal 1. From the previous video, we know that sin theta is equal to the ratio of opposite sides and hypotenuse. That means AC by AB. So the reciprocal of sin theta, we get cosec theta, and we know tan theta is equal to the ratio of opposite sides, that means AC, and adjacent side, that means BC. And therefore the reciprocal of tan theta, that means cot theta, is equal to BC by AC. Now let's prove cosec square theta minus cot square theta. Write it like AC square plus BC square. Find the value of cosec square theta, then we can write it like AB by AC whole square, as cosec theta is equal AB by AC, and we can write it like AB square by AC square is equal to, here AB square is equal to the sum of BC square plus AC square as Pythagorean theorem. That's why we can write it like AC square plus BC square by AC square. So if we write this expression as AC square by AC square plus BC square by AC square, then we get AC square and AC square both are eliminated, then we get 1 plus BC by AC, that means cot theta, 1 plus cot theta square. That's why we can write cosec square theta is equal to 1 plus cot square theta, and if you change the side of plus cot square theta to left side, then we get cosec square theta minus cot square theta is equal 1. That sec square theta is the reciprocal of cosine theta. Cosine theta is equal, we know, the ratio of adjacent side to its hypotenuse. That means BC by, therefore sec theta would be the ratio of AB by BC, and tan theta would be the ratio of the length of opposite sides to its adjacent sides. That means AC by BC. Now let's try to prove sec square theta minus tan square theta is equal 1. If we try to determine the value of sec square theta from the figure, then we get sec square theta is equal to sec theta whole square. Therefore, we can write it sec theta is equal AB by BC whole square. That means here in the figure, AB is the hypotenuse of the right angle triangle. That's why according to Pythagorean theorem, we can write it AB square is equal to BC square plus AC square. That means if we substitute AB square by AC, if we write this expression like AC square by BC square plus BC square by BC square, then we get AC by BC whole square plus, if you eliminate BC square with BC square, then we get 1. And from the figure and previous determination, we get AC by BC is equal to tan theta. That means we can write it like tan theta square plus 1. That means tan square theta plus 1. Therefore, we got sec square theta is equal to tan square theta plus 1. If we change the side of tan square theta, then we get sec square theta minus tan square theta is equal 1. Thanks for watching the video.